Hello, hello, welcome. My name is Ruby. This is Ruby Red, and today I'm going to be making some predictions. In some ways, this video is for me and my own records, but I just want to talk a little bit about some books that I'm really excited for, and I think I'm going to give them 5 stars. I rate everything I read on Goodreads from 1 to 5 stars, and today I'm just going to talk a little bit about a couple of books that I think I'm going to give 5 stars to. A lot of times these books mostly focus on new releases, and that's not what I'm doing because I'm not super up on new releases, but I've just been really trying to pare down my Goodreads wanna read shelf and like clear that out a little bit. And in doing so, I've just been thinking a lot about all the books on there, and I have come up with kind of a list of books that I am especially looking forward to that I do think I'm gonna give 5 stars. So here are 7 books that I'm hoping to read soon that I think I'm gonna give 5 stars to. Most of them are fiction. I just think it's harder to predict how I'm gonna react to nonfiction. So anyway, the first one is Free Food for Millionaires by Minjin Lee. I barely know what this book is about. I got a copy from a used bookstore ages ago. I'm hoping to read it soon. And yeah, I think it's like socialite in Manhattan, but it's historical fiction, and that's it. But I think I'm gonna give it 5 stars because I loved another book by the same author, Pachinko. It's one of my favorite books, and I just feel like this book is gonna give me the same, I don't know, like excitement and enjoyment. I think it's gonna be similarly beautifully written and also heartbreaking. I'm just hoping. I guess I don't know. I mean, anything could happen, but I just like the way that the story was, I don't know, woven, and the way that all of these different timelines kind of came together and told a beautiful story in Pachinko. I adored, and I think that that just means that Minjin Lee is an incredibly talented writer, and so I think that another one of her books will probably also be amazing in that way. Okay, these are not in any order, but let's keep going with the books by authors I've read from in the past. The Book of Form and Emptiness by Ruth Ozeki, I think I'm gonna give 5 stars to. I do not know what this book is about, which might end up being a theme of this video, but I absolutely adored the 2 other books by Ruth Ozeki that I read, and I know that this book was nominated for something. So it has gotten some critical acclaim, and I just absolutely adored the 2 other books that I read, My Year of Meats and A Tale for the Time Being? Wow, I just don't know. But I loved both of those stories so much, and I just feel like I'm gonna love this one too. Sorry, that's really not that interesting, but it is what it is. Okay, the third book I think I'm gonna give 5 stars is Bewilderment by Richard Powers. He's the author of The Overstory, which was 5 stars and is a book that I love and I think about all the time. So Bewilderment is about the cosmos in the way that The Overstory was about trees. So I'm fascinated, and the attention to both story and science in The Overstory was so compelling, and I suspect that the same like attention is going to be given to the cosmos, science, and story in this. I know that there are themes of grief and loss, which is also something that was very prominent within The Overstory. It's just like one of my favorite kinds of books to read are science memoirs, and The Overstory gave me that, but it was not a memoir, it was a novel, and that was beautiful. And so I think that Bewilderment will also give me that, and I think it's gonna be amazing. I'm sorry if you can hear the parrots. There's a flock of parrots that lives in my neighborhood. Okay, the next book is The Personal Librarian by Marie Benedict and Victoria Christopher Murray. So this is kind of a new release, and it's about a woman who was hired to curate the personal library of JP Morgan. He wanted her to find him a collection of rare books and manuscripts and some artifacts and stuff for his personal library. And she did so, and kind of in doing that became a very influential figure in the art and culture world of New York City at the time. 18 somethings is the time, I think. But she has a secret, which is that she is only passing as a white woman, and she has a mixed racial background, which would absolutely destroy her career. So she has to keep that secret. And it's like, so probably really sad in that way. But I just think that the story has the possibility of being so interesting and also beautiful. And I really like historical fiction, so I think it's gonna be good. Okay, the next book I think I'll give 5 stars to is The Seed Keeper by Diane Wilson. I hauled this book in my Portland vlog, which I will link somewhere. So this is, I think, a multi-generational story, which I absolutely love. And it's about a woman who I think spent her youth in the foster care system. I don't remember, somewhere in the Midwest, and then ended up living on a farm. She was working on a farm with her husband, or not working on, but running a farm. And they have some problems with drought, and also they're being preyed upon by a chemical, like agricultural chemical company. But it's really about the like cultural element of seed keeping within the Dakota people's like history and culture and practices. And like, I think she's maybe getting back to her roots and her family's roots. And I just think it's gonna be so good because it's a book that has been talked about as if you liked writing Sweetgrass, you're gonna love this. And I loved writing Sweetgrass. So I think I'm gonna give it 5 stars. I'm so excited, I can't wait to read it. Oh, wow. Books, you know? Okay, and then I have 2 nonfiction books I think will be 5 stars. It's harder to predict. So I think I'll give 5 stars to 84 Charing Cross Road by Helene Hanf, which is a book told through letters between Helene? I'm sorry, I should have looked this up before doing this video. She was a writer in New York, and she was corresponding with somebody who was a bookseller in London. And their correspondence turned into this beautiful friendship that lasted for decades or something, and they were, you know, across the Atlantic. I don't know, it just seems like it's a beautiful little thing, and it's epistolary and it's about books, so I think I will love it. And the final book that I'm predicting I will give 5 stars to is Deep by James Nestor. I have read half of another book by this author, and so I know that I like his style of writing and of like storytelling as nonfiction, but 2 of my best friends have read this book and been like obsessed with it and highly recommended it to me and urged me to read it as soon as I can. As far as I know, or as far as I understand, it's about the deep sea and like free diving, but also what goes on in the ocean. I've gotten a lot of texts from each of these friends as they were reading it about some of the crazy things that they learned. So I think I'm gonna adore it, and I can't wait to read it. So let me know if you've read any of these and if you gave them 5 stars. And I think I'll just revisit this video once I've read some of these and we can see. I don't know. Yeah, I thought it might be fun to see if I actually know what I like and if I can tell what I like. And I guess like half of these are books by authors that I already loved, so maybe that's cheating. Maybe the next time I put together a list like this, I will not have any repeat authors. But for now, this is what we have. These are books I can't wait to read, can't wait to love. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. I appreciate it so much, and I'll see you here next time. Goodbye.